Good. Well, thanks again for all of you being here. The way I'm going to do this is going to be open conversation. So I'm going to have the slides, then I'm going to go live demo so you could see exactly what to do. If you have questions, just shout them out because somebody else might be thinking the same thing. So we want all of us to learn. All right, is that okay?
Yeah.
Awesome. So here's the agenda. I'm going to start telling you a bit about my story. I think that's important so you kind of have a bird's-eye view on how did I end up doing this thing called LinkedIn. And then why is LinkedIn important right now? What can you do with LinkedIn? Show you live demo, Q&As. And then since all of you show up at 3 p.m. on a Saturday, all of you are going to get a special gift at the end. Yeah, I know, gift. So a little bit about my story. I'm originally from Haiti, been in the U.S. since I was 14 years old, so that was 17 years ago. And when I first came here, I did not speak any English. English is my third language. I learned English watching cartoons. So what happened to me back in 2011, I got laid off from work, and I found myself in a position where my car was being repossessed, my apartment, I was being evicted, and I'm like, I need to do something, and I wasn't finding the work that I was a good fit for. So what I did is I knew how to use LinkedIn from my last job. I decided to use LinkedIn and find opportunities and create opportunities for myself. So I said, I'm going to be a marketing consultant. I'm going to go help people with their business because I understood marketing. I studied it. I'd done tons of stuff around it. So I went on LinkedIn. I spent 3 months to trial and error, and I figured it out. And I got my first client. And that helps pay the bills and helped keep me in my apartment for a little while. And then I enrolled into an MBA program in Boston. I was doing the MBA online while I was still mining LinkedIn, finding other clients. And what I realized while I was doing my MBA is that a lot of people didn't really understand how to use it. They have a profile, but didn't know how to do what I just did. So my eyes opened up, and I said, well, I'm about to graduate. So fast forward 2013, when I graduated, I decided that why don't I focus on one thing and create a company on that one thing. So I started the company that I have now, AGM. So a little bit, as you see here, 12 plus years of sales marketing experience, MBA. I'm a professor at Broward College. I teach social media marketing. And then my company is downstairs on the 3rd floor. We have a total of 10 employees that work for us, and 3 works here, and then everyone else works virtually. And we've been fortunate to have clients now in the US, Canada, the UK, and the Caribbean. So hence the name AGM. It's mean Abraham Global Marketing. So we're definitely thinking globally. So yeah, that's a little bit about me. And today, why is LinkedIn important? I strongly believe LinkedIn right now is by far one of the best tools that any of us can use, especially if you're in a small business to business space. One of the main reasons is sometimes it depends on what kind of name you have. If you Google your name, and that's what a lot of potential clients or vendors or people that want to look you up, that's what they'll do. Your LinkedIn profile will pop up in the 1st or 2nd page. So if you have a very common name, they'll probably put the company and then it'll pop up. So that's the first impression that anyone has of you. So if that profile is not up to par, you don't have the right information on there, you don't have the picture like Andrew was talking about, then that's a bad impression all the way around. And then that person may never come back, so you probably lost business just because your profile wasn't updated. So I really want you to think about that part and why LinkedIn can be beneficial to you. Now, in addition to that, there are 550 million plus professionals from all over the world on this platform. So we're talking about 138 million in the US alone. Now, these are decision makers, people that, Facebook got 1 billion plus people, which is great. You might not find them on Facebook, although they're on Facebook. They might be in a surname, but they'll be on LinkedIn because it's considered as the professional platform. So people go on LinkedIn to network, to educate themselves, right? And to build relationships, either for career, for business. So when you go on this platform, you have a different mindset than when you go on Instagram or YouTube or Facebook, because there it's more friendly and you're gonna hang out. You could still do business, don't get me wrong. It's a lot of opportunities there. But when you come to LinkedIn, the mindset is different. Oh, I'm on a professional platform. All right, I need to find opportunities. So it's really start with that, the mindset that you have on there, and the mindset that people have from the platform. So beside that, it's also an opportunity to grow your business all over the world. I mean, our clients in Canada came from LinkedIn. Our clients from the UK came from LinkedIn. So it's connect the world to you. And because of that, it opens up more opportunities, you know? So it depends on the business that you're in. If you're in a B2C business, then it might be best to find maybe influencers on LinkedIn that can help you take your business to the next level. For example, what you do, may find bloggers that can talk about your industry that you're in, and then you might find these people on LinkedIn and start building relationship with them. So now you have other people that can really put your voice out there. So you run and think, okay, how can I use this platform to benefit me in terms of connecting with the right people? Now, in addition to that, some of the stats, 4 out of 5 LinkedIn members drive business decisions. That's huge. You know, 550 plus million, 4 out of 5 of them drive business decisions. 28% of them are responsible for managing budgets. So depends on what kind of business you do, you know, some of these people might be in procurement. So like what you do in branding, you may want to work with bigger companies. So you may want to target people in procurement so that you become part of the vendor list. So you want to think, how can I use that tool in that manner to help me or benefit me? Now, I think it's also important to know what can you do with LinkedIn. A lot of us may have a profile, but we don't really know what to do with it or where to take it. So just want to give you guys some really good tips. The very first one is networking. How many actually use LinkedIn for networking before? Good. Tell me more about it. I want to hear some. Isan, we'll start with you.
Usually, when I think of networking, I might add a contact at a company that I'm interested in, or just in industry
Yeah.
in general, and just, to me, networking looks like sending a follow-up message, introducing myself. If I notice anything that stands out on the profile that's common amongst us, you know, just starting that dialogue.
Good.
But to be honest, usually that's what it is. I send a message and then one more message comes back.
Then you kind of stop. Okay. Okay. Casey?
Yeah, I was interacting with another business coach from Texas.
Nice.
And I sent him a copy of my book, that kind of thing. And it's funny because you can kind of hit it off with someone on LinkedIn just as you can in real life.
Yeah.
Face.
Good, good, good. Anyone else have used it for networking?
In the job I was just in, since it was completely different from me, it was medical sales, just connecting to actual customers that I gained.
Nice.
Because then they had their network, so that helped.
Good,
well.
good, good.
And then joining groups to get information.
Good.
To expose myself.
Good. So here's a tip on how I use LinkedIn for networking. When I go to events where there are high-level speakers, after their talk, you have a gazillion people that go walk to them. While they're speaking, I'm on LinkedIn, and I'm sending them a personalized connection invitation and mentioning about their talk so they know I'm there. And then after that, most of them will get back to me and connect with me, and then we'll follow up, and then we'll schedule a call. So now I really have their attention, and I have that one-to-one that I'm looking for. So that's one way you could kind of use it to network with high-level people that you're looking to get in front of, but it's hard to do. Another one is I listen to podcasts. I don't know if some of you guys do that, where sometimes there's someone in the podcast I'm listening to that's, that really impressed me. And I'm like, wow, this is amazing. And I've met several people like that. And I go on LinkedIn and I mention that I heard them from the podcast. I, read something about them. And then I start building a relationship from there, and then I take it off LinkedIn. So the main thing, this is at the end of the day, it's a tool, right? So it's a tool to allow us to connect, but then we still have that face-to-face that we got to create. So there's some ways you could use it for networking. Another thing is also Chamber of Commerce. I know some of us probably members of different chambers. It's going through the directory database and identify who are people that I would want to meet with from the chamber, and just reach out to them on LinkedIn and say, hey, we're part of the same chamber. We have access to that directory for free, so why not use it to benefit us? And then from there, you could schedule appointments around those people and really start networking. So that's an amazing way to really build relationship on LinkedIn. The other way that a lot of people sometimes don't pay attention to is developing strategic partnership. I was talking to, I think was it you, right, outside, in terms of, if you look at your customer, find out who are some other vendors that they work with, and develop strategic partnership with similar vendors like that on LinkedIn. So I'll give you guys an example, and I was talking to you guys about it. One of our clients, she owned a franchise, a senior care franchise, and she dealt with elderlies, right? So now the problem is, you're not going to find somebody on LinkedIn that's going to tell you their grandma is got dementia or Alzheimer's. You're not going to find that, but you'll find the social workers and the case managers that works with these people. So why not develop that strategic partnership with them, and then they can send you business? Because now it becomes like a referral. We all said we get business through referral. This is how you can leverage LinkedIn to generate that referral opportunity. Just like my friend in the back, connecting with event planners who does different events and he does the production, really create that referral opportunity. Or someone that's in the, dealing with legal. Maybe you might want to partner with CPAs or financial advisors, and that create that opportunity as well. So really want to think, how can I create those strategic partnerships by finding referrals or vendors that works directly with similar customers that I do, and then make that your only strategy for LinkedIn. You don't have to do a gazillion things. You could just do one thing for the next 12 months and then measure that so that you could really track to see what kind of return on investment you're getting. All right, any questions on that? Is that helpful?
Yes.
That is by far one of the most powerful ways to use LinkedIn, is to develop strategic partnership, because you have, you could get 1, 2, 3 clients, or you could get 5 people that can refer 2, 3 clients every month. Which one would you want? Exactly. And the other piece is increased brand awareness. This is where you have a company page and you have your personal profile. And I'm going to show you guys some demos after this so you can kind of see how to do some of this stuff. This is where you can really develop that overall brand. And the company page on LinkedIn is huge. A lot of people don't see the potential, but if you have the right company page, you can do advertising on LinkedIn, and it could be very targeted ads to the right decision makers, right age group, right skill sets, and even specifically right location. And then they're the only one that could see that ad, and you could kind of slowly build that brand awareness around it. And then LinkedIn gives you access where you can publish content. A lot of us are expert in our field. We should be using LinkedIn for videos and content. Right now, this is the age of videos. The guy right there, I'm always going to refer back to him. This is the time where everyone is moving toward videos, and you want to take advantage of that. If you could, drip out 1 or 2 video a month, that's a good start, because now you solidify your expertise, but also you enhancing your overall brand, and make sure that everything is consistent with the branding in terms of the color and the theme, etc. So the other piece that LinkedIn is really good for is recruiting. Recruiting for your business, finding the right talent. A lot of us say, we can't find the right people to work with. Well, it's 500+ million people on LinkedIn. How are you using it for the recruiting tool? And you could start recruiting 2 ways. You could spend the time and do it for free, or you could have LinkedIn do it for you for as low as $10 a day, where they can send you applicants that has the right skill sets for your business. So that's another good way to use it. The other way is fundraising. And this is another part that a lot of people missed out on. Now, this part has 2 parts. You have a small business who need financing. They might look for an angel investor or a VC or a private equity firm that can help them. And then you have the other side, which is the nonprofit, where they're looking for donors and volunteer and board members, people that can donate to a specific cause. So the financing side for the business, you could find angel investors that will invest in different technology that you have on LinkedIn and build those relationships with them. So that's a good way to find a group of people. And sometimes you say, we can't find investors. They're there. You may not go directly with the investor. You might want to find the lawyers that work with these investors, or you might want to find those private equity firms and build relationship within that firm so you could get that opportunity. And then on the fundraising side, what I think is really cool is a lot of nonprofits are not using this properly, is you can have events. Like I'm part of a nonprofit board, and was it 2 weeks ago, we had our nonprofit fundraising event. We use LinkedIn. We connected with guys from Goldman Sachs, BlackRock, and we invite them to our event. So that way when they come in, they put a small donation or they volunteer their time, but now we're building relationship with them. So then they could write us the bigger checks down the line. So it's how do you use that as a nonprofit organization to get more people to attend your event so that you can raise more money? So this is a very, very powerful ways to use LinkedIn because the space is pretty much empty. Nobody's really doing that. So the opportunities are there. All right, so I want to share with you a brief demo of how to use it for networking, how to use it for recruiting. All right, and if you guys have questions, anybody has questions so far? No? Good. So gonna jump on to LinkedIn. The Wi-Fi here is not the best upstairs. Let me use my phone Wi-Fi to see if it would work. Just waiting for it to load. Sorry about that. But in the meantime, somebody asked a question, is it worth the investment to basically pay for LinkedIn? It depends on what you're looking to do because they have different packages. One that's $60 a month, one that's $80 a month. It comes down to, are you using LinkedIn, every day, or are you just gonna use it once a day? What's your purpose? What are you looking to accomplish? If it's more for job hunting, I wouldn't pay for it. I would just use the organic way and find key people at key companies that I can build a relationship with. But if it's for sales and you need new clients and you want to build up that pipeline, then I would strongly recommend you get Sales Navigator, which is LinkedIn Ultimate Premium Tool, where now you can build a pipeline of 1,000 people or clients or potential clients that you can reach out to and build a relationship. And out of those 1,000, you might get 200 or 300 new clients. So that's how you got to think about the numbers on how you can really leverage this to help you get to that next level. All right, since this is taking a little while, then let me just refresh one more time. Hopefully we'll be good to go, because I have some really good tips I want to show you guys. Has this been helpful so far to kind of give you a better picture?
Yes.
Awesome. All right, I'm going to use my Wi-Fi instead, because this one takes a little longer. There you go. Good, now we're in business. All right, good. Finally, no technical difficulties. All right, so a couple things I want to share with you. First, how many actually always looking to recruit talent? Is showing you how to leverage recruiting, is that good for you or not? No? Yes? Not really? Okay.
Yeah, I always thought it was ultra expensive to do recruiting on LinkedIn versus like Indeed. So
Oh, man.
that's
It's very, very simple. So when you go to the work section, right, you could post a job, and they give you several options, which is what makes it pretty cool. So just retrieving it. You could easily, put the position, like I'm looking for a sales rep. And when I was looking for a sales rep, we have, we're lucky to have 3 now. So you plug in all the details that you need. And then you could just choose what's your budget daily, and based on how much you choose as your budget, it tells you how many potential applicants that you'll get. So if you have a small budget, it tells you 19 applicants. If you have, what I'll probably suggest is, if you could put $200 on it, then you have a good amount of quality applicants. Now, what I like about it is that it look at the specific skill sets and the location, and then it finds all those people that fit that specific skill set and location, and then it brings you up that list, and then you get to choose who in that list that you want to interview. And all you have to do is send them a message and schedule time to interview them. So that's a really good way to find quality people, because they're out there. It's just sometimes we don't know. So that's how you would use it for recruiting purposes. All right, very simple. And then you put a card on file, and then for the amount of days that you want to do it, you could do it for a week, you could do it for 5 days, you could do it for 7 days, and that will be very helpful. Now, the other piece, I talk about brand awareness. So I'm going to give you guys a tool. LinkedIn allows you to do a lot of posting, right? And that takes a lot of time, because you got to find the articles. You got to know, I got to find another article. And sometimes you don't remember most of this stuff. You're like, I'm just not going to do it. So there's a free tool. If you go on Google, you could just put Grapevine 6, Grapevine number 6, and it's free. And what that does, it's a tool that connects directly with your LinkedIn profile, and then it identifies articles based on keywords that's on your profile, and it will automatically post these articles for you at specific time that your audience will actually read it. And then it will give you the metrics, so you could see how many people are reading your articles, how many people, you know, like the specific article, so you can kind of pick the one that you want to follow up with. So in my case, I focus on a lot of content marketing, social media, etc. So it pulls up based on those different keywords that I set up. And then, you know, I can choose, if I share this week, it'll pick the date and time that most of my people will read it. So people in my network will most likely read this, you know, Monday at 5 p.m. after they get off work. So it will publish it that time, and then it will automatically do it for me. So I can come here at the end of every month or the beginning of every month, and then I pick out, you know, 15 to 20 different articles and schedule post them. That saves you time, that gives you content, and then you can go back and see what do people like the most, and then you can maybe find other contents around that. So, and it's free. So, you know, free is always good. All right, so you could use that to help you. Yes?
Does it post with something that says Grapevine 6, like?
No, it gives you like a little URL link, so it doesn't look like it's from Grapevine 6. But the free version does say that it's from Grapevine 6.
Okay.
You know, so they got to make their money somehow. But it's still pretty good because a lot of people don't know what Grapevine 6 is or never heard of it. So that's what makes it so effective and, you know, good to use. So that's one good tool that you guys can use that can benefit you when it comes to building out your brand. So if you're doing that and then you're also publishing articles, what we do is we do videos. We do videos once a week. We have new videos coming out, and then we get a chance, like the last one we had this past week, we had about 1,495 people that view it. So we get to look at those data to see exactly, you know, who's looking at it. You got me, and then you have the different companies, and then we get, you know, the different level where they're coming from. We have Turkey and LA. So they give you an idea, okay, should I be posting similar content because I have more of these people that are reading it? And that's important because the better content you post, the more people comes to you, and the more people comes to you, the more opportunity you create for yourself. So that's a good way to build and enhance the brand. In addition to that, LinkedIn allows you to do articles, which I spoke about. So one recent article that I did was this one, where I talk about 11 things I wish I knew when I first started my business. And what I did in the bottom of it, which any of you can do, is you could add a banner that will drive people to your webinar. So you could generate leads to the webinar that way. So after they read it, if they really like it, they have a call to action. Or you could drive them to your newsletter, because at the end of the day is, you know, the email is your most important asset. So being able to use the content to drive people to it can be helpful. Any questions on that? Good. Is that helpful? Kind of give you guys some strategy and ideas on what you can do? Perfect. The most powerful part of LinkedIn is the search function. So when I talked about networking, strategic partnership, it's really using the search tool here. On the free version, they give you this where you could search about 300 profiles, and then after that they ask you to upgrade to, you know, the commercial version. So if you're not using LinkedIn a lot, maybe once or twice a month or once or twice a week, and you're not planning to use it a lot, then it's fine to just stick with the free version. But if you really want to be aggressive, then that's when you build up, and that's when you could kind of, you know, for example, we were talking about HVAC companies. So you may want to focus on just using the keywords, right? Just to see what's out there. So I'm just going to put HVAC, and then I'm going to probably looking for people that are owners, right? So it's using the filters, and then just finding out, because right now I have 45,000 people that pop up that's in the HVAC realm. So that's pretty big. And then I can go further down by zoom it into location. So I can do Greater New York City. I can do, you know, anywhere around the world that I want. So that's how I would use the search tool to find the right people. And then I would not connect. Don't do that. That's the worst thing you could do. So what you want to start doing is opening up their file separately. And then you want to send them a personal invitation message. You know, so before I even send a personal invitation, I'm looking at a couple things. How many connections do they have? Do they have a picture? How many mutual connections do we have? If I can use some of this tool to really, you know, say, okay, is this person going to reply back to me? You know, like this guy, yeah, we have a lot of mutual connection, but he doesn't look like he does much with his LinkedIn account. So it may not make sense to reach out to him because he might never get back to me, you know? So you want to think about that, you know, people, why would they get back to you? Any question on that? Good? Awesome. All right, so this is kind of like a brief demo on how you can start using it for networking, for recruiting, identifying the right people you want to work with. The other piece of this is how do you really get started with LinkedIn? You know, a lot of us would just jump on and start connecting and reach out to people. I think what's the most important part is a goal without a plan is just a wish. So we all agree to that. So the very first step is you want to develop your LinkedIn marketing plan. And this is some of the most important questions you want to ask yourself when you want to use LinkedIn more effectively. You could take a picture of it if that's faster. You know, asking the why, the what, the who, what are your keys to success, what are your daily activities? Because if you're able to answer all of these questions, then your LinkedIn approach will be more effective. You know, because now you focus, you know what you're doing, and then you can measure what you're doing. At the end of the day, if you're not measuring it, then you're wasting your time, and you definitely don't want to waste your time with this tool, because you can start connecting with people. All of a sudden, you there for 4 hours, and you're like, what did I do? Nothing. You know, everyone got it? Awesome. One last paparazzi. Good. All right. Good. So once you have that down pat, the next step, that's when you start working on your LinkedIn profile. So to work on your LinkedIn profile, there's a tool that LinkedIn gives you access to that a lot of people don't talk much about. And I think before you, and I want all you guys to do this, if you have, you know, internet on your phone, go to Google and type social selling index. It's going to give you a score to see where you were compared to the world. So the social selling index, SSI, LinkedIn sales solution. Click on that one. Don't click on the ads. Click on that one. And all you guys to do this right now. It'll tell you your score to see how good your LinkedIn profile is. Some people say they got great LinkedIn profile. This is the test. And then get your score for free. Make sure you logged in onto LinkedIn so that it will connect directly with your LinkedIn account and pull off. And that number changes every day. Social selling index.
It comes up on my lap when I go in on my laptop. It doesn't come up on my phone.
Are you logged in onto LinkedIn on your phone? Make sure that.
I use the app.
Yeah. Are you logged in on the app?
It just goes straight to the.
Ah, that's interesting. Did you go on Google? That's weird.
I didn't go through Google.
Yeah, do it through Google. So Google social selling index, and then get your score for free. I want to hear everybody's score. It's between 0 to 100, and it changes every day. So 60? 52, okay. So I can walk you guys back to the steps. So Google, write social selling index in Google. Selling index. And then you want to check on the one that said the social selling index, SSI, LinkedIn sales solution. It's not the ads one, and it's not this one. It's this one right here. All right, 60? There you go. 62. We got 262.
Oh, 62.
62. We got 36. Jeez, what's going on? All right. So it should look like this. It should have your picture, your number, you know, the number from your percentage in your industry, in your network. And then when you scroll down, it tells you compared to everybody else in your industry. So, you know, people in my industry are 25 or 47.
Oh, I don't think that this was me.
So you got to get your score for free. You got to click on that.
Ah,
Yeah, get your score for free.
okay, now we're in business.
Good, good.
I'll tell you what.
52. Okay, good, good. So still room for improvement, you know? So yeah, so you could do that, and then it tells you what you need to improve over here, right? So for us, I'm on here 24/7, so built relationship is like 25 out of 25. Engage with insight, this is when somebody posts or you comment or post on there. Find the right people is people in your network, so I'm always looking to find more quality people. And then professional presence, you know, how often do you post? What kind of posts do you have? How do people engage with them? So this is a good tool to help you gauge where's your LinkedIn profile is.
This is excellent.
Yes.
Okay, it was 69.
There you go. There you go. That's great. So I'm going to go to my profile, give you guys some tips. First is adding a background banner. So instead of having that blue background that LinkedIn gives you, you could add your company logo, like inspirational quote, something inspirational in the back that allow your profile to pop out. Then it's the picture. It doesn't have to be a shirt and tie. It could be, you know, just regular shirt, and depends on your industry. If you're in construction, you don't need to wear shirt and tie, you know, but if you're in financial services, it's a different world. And then over here is your headline. This is not just about your title of, you know, owner of XYZ or CEO of XYZ. Really share, answer that one question. How do you help your clients? That's all you really need to answer. You have 140 characters here that you can, you know, take advantage of. And then when you scroll down, it's your summary section. And you have 2,200 characters you could put here. And you could add a video as well. Video testimonial of our clients, you know, intro video from me. And then when you scroll down even further, you have your company. This is where you put the description. Now your company page is going to come where you have the logo of the company. And to create that, just go to right here where it says work. And then go here, create company page. All right? And then use your company email address to create it. That's it. Okay?
And then you have to do all that.
Then you could, yeah, do all that other stuff. We'll talk about that later. All right? But this is where you could add videos on here. And then those keywords are important because when somebody's doing a search, LinkedIn picked up on some of these keywords. And it's also a good way, I mean, sometimes you see people endorse you and they don't know anything about you. That means you got to look at the keywords that you have, or they're the right keywords that describe what you do. And then if somebody, you know, endorse you, don't know much about you, go look at the profile and then follow up with them. That's an easy way to start a conversation with someone. And then over here is the recommendation. This is testimonials. So you definitely want to ask a couple of your clients for testimonial of work that you've done with them.
Tommy Hilton.
Yes, Tommy is awesome. Yeah. And then over here is, you know, universities and influencers, people that you follow that are doing amazing things around the world. So you could have them here. You could also find your groups that you're part of. LinkedIn groups are very useful because these are communities where you can find clients and partners. Depends on what you do. If you're dealing with doctors, chiropractors, or whatever, you may want to go into these groups, and that's where you'll find the right one that you want to build a relationship with. Cool? All right, good. So that's the brief demo. So I want to give you guys something else that can be beneficial. All right, so this is kind of like help you start your daily routine, right? You could just follow these 7 steps. You know, you don't have to do all of them at once. You could do 15 minutes in the morning before you wake, you know, when you're getting breakfast, another 15 minutes when you're getting your lunch, and you can really kind of like just start interacting with the right people on LinkedIn. So that's a good way to build relationship. always see this tool as a way to build more quality relationship. Don't just connect with people just to connect with them. Because you could have 6,000 connections, but if you don't know at least 10% of them, that's a problem. You know, what's the point of having all these people and you're not really maximizing this? You know?
Question, what if you want to pare down your network? How do you?
Oh, remove some people? So if you tire of some people that you don't want to be part of your network, just go to My Network. See all. And you all are welcome to connect with me on LinkedIn. And then press those 3 little dots over here and just remove.
Is there any way to just stop seeing their posts instead of like
Yes.
disconnecting?
You could, you know those 3 dots here?
Yeah.
Yeah. You could hide this post, unfollow the person. You can still connect with them, but you unfollow them so you won't get their, you know, content. Because sometimes 2 things you don't talk about on LinkedIn unless you're in that industry: religion and politics. That could destroy your business. But if you're in politics and you're religion, then that's a different story. Because that's what you do, you know? So that's a good way to use it. But this tool helped us. I mean, I've been able to grow business for the past 4 years through this. So it's either finding speaking engagement, finding clients, finding partners, finding referrals. So it's find that strategy that worked for you and work the hell out of it. And track it. Track everything that you're doing. So with that said, guys, any last questions? No?
Excellent.
Very helpful, right? Yes?
So your like profile, kind of like your about section.
Yes, your summary.
Yeah, your summary. I've seen a lot of people write that in both third person or first person. What do you think is more professional?
It depends on what you do. So I know people that I encourage them to write it on third person because they do speaking engagement and they want to make it easy for people to just pick up the content from LinkedIn and use it for them as a speaker. So, you know, let's work for them.
Yeah.
But normally, if you can, depends on the industry, I'll say write it in first person. First person is normally a really good way to do this. Before I give you guys your gift, just want to show you guys one of our clients, you know, how we're able to help her. Her name is Connie. And I was just sharing that, you know, that with you guys. So I'll share it with you. Can you guys see this? So basically, she was able to do over 20 grand with work that we did helping her use LinkedIn this year. And then she has 5 people that's now consistently sending her referrals.
Nice.
So that's an opportunity that it's, you know, I'm not just talking it, I'm talking things that actually we do and that any of you can do this. And it's really turn it into a focus where it can help you. All right? So with that said, for all of you coming today, your free gift, you get a free 30-minute LinkedIn audit with our team. So if you want us to look it over, give you some ideas or strategy, no charge or anything, you just, you know, email us, schedule an appointment, and then we'll be more than happy to help you. Here's my contact information. You're welcome to take a picture of it and take advantage of our free LinkedIn audit. It's available for the rest of this year till December 20th. That's when everything shut down. All right. Thank you guys for coming in. Have an amazing night, and thank you.